Ibrahim, Traoré, sits alone in his office late at night, reviewing security reports when he notices something strange. His most trusted personal guard, the man who stands closest to him every single day, has been making secret phone calls and meeting unknown contacts in the shadows. The president realizes that the person assigned to protect his life is planning to end it. Before we dive in, what time are you listening? Where are you from? Drop a comment below and tell me. And please like and subscribe to join the Ibrahim Traoré family. The morning starts like any other in Ouagadougou. Ibrahim Traoré walks through the presidential palace, the Burkina Faso flag hanging behind his desk as he prepares for another day of serving his nation. His personal guard, a male soldier named Kofi, stands at attention near the doorway. Kofi has been by the president's side for 2 years now, never missing a single day of duty. Ibrahim Traoré trusts this man with his life. Every morning, Kofi checks the president's schedule, inspects every room before he enters, and tastes his food before it reaches his plate. The bond between them seems unbreakable, but something is about to shatter that trust forever. It begins on a Tuesday evening. Ibrahim Traoré finishes a meeting with his male cabinet ministers and returns to his private office. He needs to review some documents before heading home. As he sorts through the papers, he accidentally knocks over a stack of files from his desk. They scatter across the floor. While picking them up, he notices a small recording device tucked beneath the edge of his desk. His heart stops for a moment. Someone has been listening to his private conversations. Someone close enough to place this device without being noticed. Ibrahim Traoré carefully removes the device and places it in his pocket, telling no one what he has found. The next morning, he acts normally. Kofi greets him at the entrance as usual, standing tall in his soldier uniform. Ibrahim Traoré studies his guard's face carefully, searching for any sign of guilt or nervousness. But Kofi's expression remains blank and professional, just as it has always been. Ibrahim Traoré decides to test his theory. He announces to his staff that he will be traveling to a small village called Kumbia the following day to meet with local farmers. He makes sure Kofi hears every detail of the plan. Then he waits to see what happens next. That night, Ibrahim Traoré does not sleep. Instead, he sits in darkness near his window, watching the palace grounds below. At exactly 2 in the morning, he sees a figure moving through the shadows. It is Kofi, slipping out through a side gate that only security personnel can access. The president follows at a distance, moving silently through the empty streets of Ouagadougou. Kofi walks for nearly 20 minutes before entering an abandoned building on the outskirts of the city. Ibrahim Traoré positions himself near a broken window where he can see and hear everything inside. Inside the building, Kofi meets with 3 other male figures. They speak in hushed voices, but Ibrahim Traoré can make out their words clearly. They are planning an ambush for tomorrow in Kumbia. They know exactly where the president will be and exactly when he will arrive. Kofi has given them every detail. But the conversation takes an even darker turn. Kofi pulls out a small vial from his pocket. He explains to the others that if the ambush fails, he has a backup plan. He will poison the president's food during the evening meal. The poison is slow-acting and will look like a natural heart failure. No one will suspect murder. Ibrahim Traoré feels his blood run cold. The man he trusted completely, the man who stood beside him every single day, has been planning his death for weeks, maybe months. He wants to storm into that building and confront them all, but he knows that would be foolish. He is alone and unarmed, and they are 4 trained soldiers. Instead, he silently retreats and returns to the palace. His mind races with questions. Why would Kofi betray him? Who is paying him to do this? And most importantly, how many others in his security team are involved in this plot? The next morning arrives. Kofi appears at the president's office as scheduled, ready to accompany him to Kumbia. Ibrahim Traoré looks at him and smiles, pretending that nothing is wrong. He confirms that they will leave in 2 hours. Kofi nods and leaves to prepare the convoy. But Ibrahim Traoré has no intention of going to Kumbia today. Instead, he makes a secret phone call to a male general he has known since childhood, one of the few people he knows he can trust completely. He explains everything he has discovered. The general listens carefully and agrees to help. Within an hour, a plan is set in motion. The general quietly assembles a team of loyal male soldiers who have no connection to the presidential guard. They are told to prepare for a critical mission but are given no details about what that mission involves. Meanwhile, Ibrahim Traoré instructs his staff to proceed with the Cumbia trip as planned. Kofi and the usual security team prepare the vehicles and map out the route. Everything appears normal, but the president will not be in any of those vehicles. Instead, Ibrahim Traoré disguises himself in a regular soldier uniform and joins the general's team. They position themselves along the road to Cumbia, hiding in locations where they can observe the ambush without being seen. The trap is set, but this time, the hunters will become the hunted. The presidential convoy leaves the palace exactly on schedule. Kofi sits in the lead vehicle, communicating with his team through a hidden radio. He guides them toward the ambush point, believing that Ibrahim Traoré is in the armored vehicle in the center of the convoy. As the convoy approaches a narrow section of road surrounded by dense brush, gunfire suddenly erupts. The attackers emerge from their hiding spots, firing at the vehicles. But the convoy does not stop. Instead, it accelerates, driving straight through the ambush zone while returning fire. The attackers are confused. This is not how it was supposed to happen. They expected the convoy to stop, expected chaos and panic. Instead, they faced trained soldiers who knew exactly where they would be. Within minutes, the general's team surrounds the ambush site. The attackers are trapped. Kofi realizes something has gone terribly wrong. He tries to escape, abandoning the convoy and running into the brush. But Ibrahim Traoré himself steps out from behind a tree, blocking his path. The guard freezes when he sees his president standing before him in a soldier uniform. For a long moment, neither man speaks. Kofi's hand moves toward his weapon, but a dozen guns immediately point at him from the surrounding soldiers. He knows he cannot win this fight. Slowly, he raises his hands in surrender. Ibrahim Traoré approaches him, his face showing more sadness than anger. He asks Kofi a simple question. Why? Why would a man he trusted, a man he treated like family, choose to betray him? Kofi remains silent at first, staring at the ground. But then he begins to speak. He confesses that he was approached 6 months ago by a male foreign operative who offered him more money than he could earn in 10 lifetimes. The operative wanted Ibrahim Traoré dead because the president's policies were disrupting certain international business interests. Kofi was promised a new life in another country, a life of wealth and comfort. At first, Kofi refused. But the operative threatened his family, his mother and his younger sister who lived in a small village near Didigu. They told him that if he did not cooperate, his family would suffer. Faced with that choice, Kofi made his decision. He would rather betray his president than watch his family die. Ibrahim Traoré listens to this confession without interruption. When Kofi finishes speaking, the president stands in silence for several minutes, processing everything he has heard. Then he makes a decision that surprises everyone present. He orders his soldiers to arrest Kofi and the other attackers, but he also orders protection for Kofi's family. He sends a team of male soldiers to Didigu immediately to bring Kofi's mother and sister to safety. He will not allow innocent people to be punished for Kofi's choices, even though those choices nearly cost him his life. The prisoners are transported back to Ouagadougou and held in a secure facility. Ibrahim Traoré personally oversees the investigation that follows. Over the next several days, his team uncovers a network of corruption that runs deeper than anyone imagined. Several other members of the presidential guard were also compromised. The foreign operative had been building this conspiracy for over a year. But here is where Ibrahim Traoré does something unexpected. Instead of executing the traitors or locking them away forever, he offers them a choice. They can face trial and certain imprisonment, or they can cooperate fully with the investigation, reveal everyone involved in the plot, and accept rehabilitation. Those who choose cooperation will serve their country in a different way, working to expose and prevent future threats. Most of the conspirators, including Kofi, choose to cooperate. They provide detailed information about how they were recruited, who paid them, and what other operations might be planned. This intelligence proves invaluable in protecting not just Ibrahim Traoré, but the entire government of Burkina Faso. As for Kofi, he spends months working with investigators, revealing every detail of the conspiracy. His information leads to the arrest of several foreign operatives and the dismantling of a network that threatened multiple leaders across the region. His mother and sister are relocated to a safe community where they can live without fear. Ibrahim Traoré knows he can never truly trust Kofi again. The betrayal cut too deep for that. But he also understands that sometimes people make terrible choices when faced with impossible situations. He believes in justice, but he also believes in mercy when it serves a greater purpose. The story of the assassination attempt remains classified for months. Only a few people know how close the president came to death and how his own vigilance saved his life. But eventually, the truth emerges. The people of Burkina Faso learn that their leader not only survived a betrayal, but turned it into an opportunity to strengthen national security. Ibrahim Traoré continues his work, more cautious now, but not afraid. He knows that leadership comes with risks, that there will always be those who want to silence voices that challenge powerful interests. But he also knows that he cannot lead from a place of fear. He must trust carefully, verify constantly, and never assume that loyalty is permanent. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe for more videos like this.